What is going on, everyone? Happy Thursday morning. Coming into some big target here. Just getting everything set up, so bear with me for 2 seconds. All right. Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Yesterday's video kind of kept it under 10 minutes and aim to do something along the lines today. So Ethereum, coming into our yearly target that we've set in place for almost 5 months here. And the plan still remains the same, right? So a couple things to note here is that we're coming into this region. There is a trend-based fib gold. Sorry, yeah, trend-based fib extended gold pocket right above us. So it's early morning here, and we are coming right into that previous yearly average of price here, right? So that's now can be changed from untapped to tapped. Get it in there, and I cannot. Got a really small box that I do these recordings off of, so I'll change that later. Regardless, 1989 has been the major target here, right? So they're zooming out a little bit, kind of showcase the road that we took to get there. Obviously, we had the launch out of the new year here. We had this really large move, where probably most people were trying to get in around these regions or just trying to short. We had a really nice pullback right here, and I will be honest, I didn't even get a leverage trade down in these regions. I got mostly spot and around mostly about 1200, but I was looking for this pullback at the time. And let's see here, pull this out a little bit. Interesting. All right, sorry about that. Just wondering why we looked a little weird this morning. Okay, we were looking for that pullback to the Q4 value area high. At the time, this was also a local gold pocket. It was about 1372 down to 1350. Got that alert, and obviously got long at about 1396. Personally, I've doubled down on this pullback here as we came through over the Q4 high. And then we're still targeting up towards that yearly level here. So zooming it in now, what are we looking for next? So one of two things here. The next region that I'm really looking for and very interested in is above us. Let me get into the 15-minute here for a little bit. And that is coming into this $2,200 area. The reason being is that not only just on the idea here that, one, this is a major target. However, I do expect a reaction out of this region where we do get at least a little pullback. We do have a local gold pocket now lining up with our daily open, right? Coming down here into the back to like $1,900. Very small, like I said, super local region here. Come back to day open, obviously, is a pretty technical region to kind of keep in mind for the day. And what I'm really looking for at the moment is potentially a swing failure of this region up here. So we have not met that gold pocket in full shoulder here. We're really just kind of consolidating right beneath this region. And I'm looking for something along the likes of this, where we come up and actually swing past this region and come back down and close below, basically taking this little recent high here. Because I imagine people are starting to stack some shorts in this area that would come up and take their stops. Yeah, we'd be looking for it to come back and close. So that's the key, right? Is swing up and come back down, close below this region. And then from there, look to take it down either daily open, weekly open. This weekly open, as many of you know, if you can see this, you can, okay, has been quite key over the last several weeks. It's this week's weekly open is the only reason I'm keeping it labeled as that, but this has so much more behind it, being the Q1 high. This is actually this week's weekly pivot. You can see how well respected it's even been just this week coming into it. And so this is a region I'd be looking down to once again if we came down for a potential another short-term long to take us up to these regions here, right? If you're looking for that next entry, if you don't have one at the moment, barring that we get back there at this point, right? So otherwise, claim the yearly pivot, and it's up to this region here, right? So you got the 1-to-1 coming up in this region. You got the Q1 22 low. You got the untapped monthly pivot from last summer. And then that $2,200, the reason it is so interesting to me is that you would take all the highs now, leading you all the way back to last year. Um, so this is a big area. I don't necessarily know if we'd punch right through it in the first strike. So it would, this is where you'd want to be looking for where we are now as well. But we're, in these two boxed areas, these are where we could look for shorts. The 2K mark right now, I think, is going to offer up a potential short. I think that everybody's going to get a little overzealous at that level. And then, say we get a pullback to that weekly pivot, maybe even day open, something like this. You'd still be essentially putting in a higher low here. Really, really technical target, even just locally, like I said, comes down to that daily open. And, I feel like many people would try to start piling shorts here if we start losing 2K, coming back down. And then there's potential to get that squeeze up. Once again, looking up to that $2,200 is that next major area for me. Right. Okay, I had another reason I was going to talk about $2,200 as well. But now I forget. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the trading plan remains the same. We are coming into the 14th, right? So my statistical back test here of the monthly, and let me turn this quarterly high off. The monthly pivot and the quarterly pivot down here with the asterisks, those are both untapped at the moment as well. Those are targets that we came into this month and this quarter. So these have been generated. These are the average of price for the previous sessions here. And I do imagine we're going to come into at least this monthly during the month of April. So I've back tested this for the last 5 months going on 6. And generally we come back down to these regions between the 14th to the 18th. With an 80% hit rate in that time frame, and then a 70% hit rate during that whole month in general. So whether or not we come through in that time is whatever. I'm just, like I said, I'm aware of it pretty heavily during this time. I think it would make a lot of sense to have this, huge Shanghai fork news, to see this move to the upside, to get everybody super, really excited basically at the end of the move. I don't say the end of the move in the sense of I don't think the rally in overall is over, but just from that level where we bounced off the previous quarterly high, we're up about 50-60%, going up to 44 right at the current moment. If we push up to this $2,200 region, that's going to be a 60% move to the upside. Pulling back 20% is normal, healthy, and the structure would still remain intact, where you'd have your low, high, higher, low, higher, high, and then coming down to this region, it still could put you in a potential higher low. I do think we have higher targets overall throughout the next few months here, but in the medium term here, this is how I'm playing it, right? So I did take a good amount of profit here at this region at the 1989 and looking for a potential short today. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for the next short, and the next take profit is going to be up in this area here at 2,200. And I'm going to be looking to potentially take it down to this monthly pivot if things all align. So obviously stop losses will be in place and proper risk management. But that is the next move here. When you're thinking just on news and, psychology, I guess it's always a fun thing to just kind of toss around. But like I said, picture we run it up to 2K, get a pullback, wherever that may be. Maybe we don't even get one. Maybe just get a straight push into these regions. Shanghai fork, I bring up the news only when I want to compare it to how much it does not matter. The same news event will be used for either way the market moves. Everyone anticipates and anticipated a sell the news type of event for the Shanghai fork deal. I don't necessarily disagree with that idea because I do expect a pretty substantial drop. I just don't think it would be wrapped around the news. But if it happens in the next few days, you best believe everybody's going to say it's because of the news, right? So because the Shanghai fork happened 3 days ago or 5 days ago or last week or whatever the case is, everybody got their Ethereum unlocked. We had this big rally and all the whales sold because they've been waiting 2 years. just throwing out those ideas. Either way, move remains the same. We've reached this target with no news. Identified this level from December and played it accordingly, obviously with multiple trades along the way. If you're in the group, I just posted where I closed out a substantial amount of that trade up, and then I'm looking to re-enter lower, right? So for continuation to the upside, I still do have some room to run. Next one is 2,200 for me to take profit, looking for a potential short in the meantime. And yeah, that's about all I got for everybody. Where am I at? Right at 10 minutes. Beautiful. So I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. And I will catch you all in the next video.